How to turn an idea into a business. Let's talk about that because most people go broke. They don't even start properly. They don't have teams and systems. We have all sorts of things to talk about. And I'm going to talk about how I've made hundreds of millions of dollars. I'll give you all my special tips at the end of this video. So get a pen and paper. So there's 4 things I'm going to talk about. One is how do you actually pick a viable business idea? That is like the first thing that's critical. Number 2, I'm going to talk about how do you go from the idea to an opportunity. I always say, people come to me and they want to raise capital. I say, your idea isn't even a deal. So it's either idea to opportunity to a business, idea to a deal that actually could be fundable, which is number 3. What's it going to cost to do this? How much does it really cost to do a startup? And I'll tell you that number as we get into this. You're going to be shocked at the most money I've made and how much I've spent to begin it. And then number 4, and probably the most critical, is how do you get into a revenue producing day behavior? Most of you are employee-like, or you've been hanging out, or you're emotional entrepreneurs. You don't know how to do what we call a revenue producing day. All right, so let's begin. So number 1, how do you find a viable business opportunity? Well, I would like you to stay within your skill set. So I always give away a skill set analyzer. If you click in the description below, I'll get you my skill set analyzers. You're gonna start sorting out like what would you want to do. Too many people go broke going from one thing to something they don't even know how to do. So then the problem is you're being mentored on the new thing you're gonna do. Like say you are a teacher, now you wanna go be a digital marketer. That's a long walk. That's a long skill set walk. It's a learning marketing, it's learning technology, it's learning CTAs if you don't know what those are. Exactly why you shouldn't jump. So some of you, your jump's way too far. All right, some of you, again, using the tutor, you want to go from tutor to a real estate company or real estate investor. It's not that you can't do both, but there is a trajectory to how to do it. So viable business, something that's easy and quick that you know how to do. So then what we're really going to be working on when I mentor you on how to do this and get to fast cash really quick, like I can get you to cash in a day. There's no way within a couple hours of us sitting together that I couldn't get you making money by the end of the day. There's just no way, unless you know no one, have no phone, no database, no followers, no nothing. So then you'd have maybe a week before you get to cash. So as you can tell, my process is very fast. It's not like you're going to be taught in traditional business school. It takes you 6 months to start up a company and all this money. No, it doesn't. So I want you to have a viable business that's easy, simple, not an invention, not a product, not to start. You've got to learn to be a marketer. You've got to learn sales and you got to learn cash flow, which means you have to be a darn good entrepreneur. So I need to mentor you on how to be an entrepreneur, not the thing you're doing. And you can't do both at once. I've had too many students try and fail. You've got to learn to be an entrepreneur. So the way I did it is I worked for the Rich Dad Poor Dad brand. I was part of I didn't work for them, but my company had a contract to be the master distributor of the cash flow game. So I learned for 4 or 5 years in their organization how to do what I now do at a much, much bigger level. But like getting to fast cash is not difficult. Selling somebody else's stuff might be the first business, and it's okay to not be an influencer and not be the expert right now while you're learning to be this great entrepreneur, right? Marketing, sales, and cash flow. Write those down. That's the 3 skills that I'm going to teach you very quickly. Now, what's the cost to start up? Well, I love bootstrapping. So I started this company, which has made hundreds of millions of dollars. If we added it all up over all these years, we might even hit $1 billion. But I know for sure we are in the high hundreds of millions in an education company. So how'd you do that? I got 5 New York Times. I've got a brand new book out in May 10, 2022 called Make Your Kids Millionaires, hit Wall Street Journal. So I produce a lot of content. I produce courses around it. I make myself extremely available. And you sell services. All of you have something you could do to make money like literally in the next few hours, right? So put it in the comments. I'm actually curious. What would you do in the next few hours if you needed to make $100, $500, $1,000? I'm not talking hundreds of thousands or millions. I'm talking just some fast cash. What could you do to build some confidence that this could actually work? Now, the cost from the Small Business Administration, I'll read this, they say it's around $3,000. Now that's true if you actually start a company. And at some point before your tax year end, you do need to have a company. So I'm going to put a link in the description below, because you do need to get incorporated. If you don't live corporate life and you do this as a sole proprietor, it is the totally wrong game. So it's up to you how you want to start. I want you to start just selling something. And I hate when I say this because it's all misconstrued. I'm going to tell you to sell some time, like 20 minutes for $30, 20 minutes for $50. I've had ex-CEOs come in who just quit and they sold their, CEO services or CFO services or bookkeeping services. Sell an hour of time. Now, is selling time a bad idea? If it's the only thing you sell, yes. But it is something that you can do quick. It is the fastest path to cash. If you took away my database, you took away everything but my phone, and you can even take the listings out of my phone, I would find somebody in any town in the world with any language in the world, and with 1 hour, I would easily sell some time. I could easily make 100, 500, depending on the country, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, easily sell a chunk of my time. Right? I can sell some books. There's so many things you all can sell. So I want you to get over the trading your time. You are going to spend your time in the beginning. You're the new entrepreneur. It has to be whatever you're going to sell, whatever you're going to align to. I love direct sales, super fast and easy and very simple. Startup costs to do a direct sales company, like I do, send out cards, right? So if you go to the link below, come join me and do awesome gifts and get paid back for it and send cards. It's askloral.com/cards. That one's a fast, easy one. That's when you just got to click, 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 meet people, send them a postcard, send them a gift. There are so many ways you can get up to speed and start making money. If you are in direct sales, I'm going to ask you to also add some consulting. If you're selling a wellness product, do maybe a wellness journal on your own or do some wellness coaching with it. So that way that money's more and it goes directly to you. You don't have to wait for any of the time delay to get this money. I want you to learn that every day you can make money and you're extremely marketable. And it doesn't cost a lot to get your idea to a deal and your idea to an opportunity. Now let's talk about that. An idea to an opportunity and how do you make money is some of the things we've been talking about: service-based, expertise, mentoring, consulting, those things. But if you have an idea to a deal and you want to raise capital and you're in the real estate space or you're in some space where you need to raise capital, then you need a business plan. You need a formal business plan that actually has marketing, sales, complete pro forma. If it's over $1 million that you need to raise, you're going to need a PPM, which is a private placement memorandum, which makes it a security. There's all sorts of regulations on raising capital and getting funding. So what I like to do, so let's talk about number 3, is help you get funding. So again, back to getting a company, which our team will help you get the company. Again, click on the link in our description so we set it up right. If you go to one of those little .coms out there, you might click the wrong button. And then you're going to come back to us and you'll already spent $1,700. They start with $99 on an LLC and you end up at $1,700 to have all the legal documents and you still have no advice, right? So I have teams who will do it way more effectively, give you way more personal one-on-one private time to pick the right company. Then you can do deductions. And if you say a sole proprietor, this game doesn't work, right? It gets really, really challenging and puts you with all the liability. So how do you get funding? You have you, which is your social security number or your number, ID number, whichever you're out in the world watching this. And then you have company number 1, company number 2, company number 3. You can have corporate credit, corporate credit, corporate credit. And that is a worldwide principle. So now you have 4 lines of credit. If you keep your credit and your corporate credit good, you are extremely fundable. All right. I have resources to help you get 500. I have 500 financial sources with one expert. I have 29 banks with another expert. I have another expert who just called yesterday. They have another 47 institutes who will provide funding to new business startups. Tons of ways to do it. If you say, well, I'm going to go to the SBA, the Small Business Administration here in the United States. What's challenging about that is usually during the pandemic, they were giving money to darn near any business, just to help keep them up and running. But typically before and now after, if it doesn't have real estate associated to it, it makes it more challenging to get that kind of funding. You can get your own funding. You can start this from nothing and get going. Now, if you want to jumpstart, then it will take a little bit of money, but let me help you get to money fast. So in the description, I'm going to give you another gift right now. I want you to come to my marketplace. Go to my Millionaire Intensive and Marketplace. We do it every 3 weeks where you can test your idea. You can ask questions, raise your hand. I actually instruct it, so I don't send that out to a sub. So we can talk about whether that idea could become a deal or that idea could become an opportunity. What are you going to do and how do you get to money fast? The whole premise of that process is to get you to money quickly. We call it fast cash. Right? Get there fast. So if you're enjoying this and you'd like to work with me some more, some of the people on my team, so we can get you some fast cash so you can launch rich or make money whenever you want. Think of that confidence. You can get up and make money whenever you want. I want you to subscribe to my channel. You and the team around you, the people you talk to about your life, need to be on this channel every day, 5 days a week. Click the subscription button, the notification. I want you to ring a bell and I want you to watch the channel. Also notice that I have a binge challenge going on. I want you to binge watch my channel. I want you jamming so you can lean in. We're recording this in 2022. I want you in 2023 to make money a priority and learning money a priority. So I want you to lean in and learn. It's 10, 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and have your kids as young as 5, 6 years old can watch this channel. Very appropriate. So how do you have a revenue producing day, which is really the most important piece is your behavior. How many hours are you going to be open? You better be open 8 to 10 hours. I mean, think about it. If you got up and you got, 6, 7 in the morning, you went to Starbucks and they were closed, you'd be irritated. Well, because they just weren't in the mood to give you a coffee that day. So too many of you are not real entrepreneurs. You're emotional entrepreneurs. You work when you want to work, right? Or you work because you're desperate because you haven't been selling for a while. So you want to systemize your business to a revenue producing day. When you come to our marketplace, and if you've been, come back and join us again, I promote an idea called 21 and 2. So if you systematically get 21 new leads, you get those on any social channel. You can do all sorts of posts, bring people into a database. We're going to teach you how to have a database, not just followers. You easily could do 21 leads and sell 10% of them, which is 2 sales. And those 2 sales could be as low as $20, $10, $100. It's about making money every day and then selling the next thing and then selling the next thing. So we're going to teach you how to systemize your revenue, how to contract your cash flow, and how to easily make $10,000, $12,000, $20,000 a month. All of you can do it. It's right here. It just now needs to be in a monetized situation. So revenue producing day is how many hours you're going to work. You're going to work smarter, not harder. You're going to use teams and systems. You aren't going to do all the work. When you do all the work, there's not enough of you to go around. You don't know enough to do all the marketing, all the sales, and all the cash flow, and all the fulfillment, and all the customer service, and all the technology. And I could go on and on. Get the memo? So click on the link. I want to see you at my Millionaire Intensive and Marketplace. And if you have any questions in between, go to AskLoral.com. AskLoral.com is a place where you can ask a question, make a request. And anytime, if you want to join my membership at $17 a month, then you can have a private cell phone to my highest level team and myself where we answer questions all the time. And we come live twice a month. So look forward to seeing you there. And let's lean in, learn this money conversation. We'll talk more tomorrow.